No, she did not.
I was like, wow, it's kind of hot out there.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna keep it simple tonight.
Not too bad under this tree.
No.
Tomorrow's gonna be a killer.
Yeah.
Jenny, Friday night, 6 o'clock. If it's not windy, we're gonna go check on the eagles.
I will be at a women's retreat
Okay,
through Sunday.
very good.
Yes.
You wanna?
So whenever you're ready.
I can't
Oh, thank you.
But
Go ahead and find a nice seated position. If laying down is best for you, you can also start laying down. Whatever feels best for your body, especially in this heat tonight, just go ahead and find that. We've got our nice little photographer over here. And then just start to settle in. Maybe you just start to rock a little side to side to let your seat bones land, move the fluff out from underneath your bottom. And then once it feels good, maybe move a little forward back. So just to find your center point. And then once you find that center, just start to take in the sounds around you and maybe draw the shoulders up around your ears and take that moment to just exhale, maybe with a sigh of release as you let them fall down. And now as you sit tall, straight and tall with love, just let your eyes land on the horizon as they soften down. And just start to feel your body here in space. Start to feel your seat landing. And as you sense the areas of your body that are touching the earth beneath you, perhaps you can begin to imagine with every breath you take, just spreading those roots beneath you far, deep, and wide, just rooting you here and letting yourself land, letting all parts of you land and be welcome. And if it feels right, maybe you wish to just turn your hands, being open to receive the wisdom that's within you. Just opening you for that. Or maybe you need grounding and you want to keep them down. That's good too. So now just start to follow the rhythm of your breath without controlling the breath, without changing the breath, just honoring the breath. I could change the playlist. It's a good song. Oh no.
I won't mess with that either.
It's got a mind of its own tonight. Oh, please. I don't know what's going on. I apologize about music. Got Blanca joining us.
Would it be picking up someone else's phone?
No, it's definitely picking up mine, but it's not playing the playlist. It's great.
Dancing. Normal.
What is going on? Pardon all of this.
Little human good.
Starting from scratch. Here we go. Now we're good. So as we just land down with that music that was shifting, kind of reminding us of our minds, how they can be from one thought to another thought, back here, back into the space. It's all welcome. So perhaps you begin to deepen your breath so that you can just be with the thoughts as they arise and just watch them as they float down the banks of the river that we call thought. So as we continue in our Yoga Sutras, this week we're on the yamas. And to open with a quote from Albert Einstein, "The most important human endeavor is the striving for mortality in our actions. Our inner balance and even our very existence depends on it. Our mortality in our actions can give beauty and dignity to life." So the yamas are our ethical practices, our basic ethics. And our social interaction is the very best environment to ascertain the foundational principles of yoga. Because the way we treat other creatures is a testament to our inner state, just like the frog that was back there that almost got smushed as Gabby remembered it was there and moved herself promptly off of it. So it did not get smushed. So some of our qualities to have a clear heart mind are kindness, compassion, selflessness, and keen judgment. And yama, if we get to the root of it, means regulation, control, or restraint. And each of the yamas that we're going to be covering over the next 5 weeks are guidelines for behaving in a benevolent manner towards others as to support the process of quieting our heart mind as we turn inward to our very true nature. So just an overview of the yamas, the 5 yamas. We have nonviolence, truthfulness, not taking from others, conservation of vital energy, and non-hoarding or non-possessiveness. So when we maintain our dignity and act truthfully in the face of an ethical challenge, others will follow our brave lead and also behave with a clean conscience. So as you just let all of that marinate in you, hold whatever is for you, let anything else just drift on down by the banks of your river. And maybe there's something that spoke to you that you can use as your affirmation, your intention, your mantra for this evening to come back to if the thoughts arise that pull you from this moment. So just invite that in as you're breathing here. And just slowly draw your hands behind you as you look up to the sky, opening your heart to just receive that intention. And breathe deep as you feel the front of your heart open and expand. And then as you exhale, soften your gaze, walk your hands down in front and gently forward fold. Let the back of the heart now receive your intention. So perhaps your mantra for tonight can be, I lead bravely with kindness, compassion, and grace. Or maybe it's, I am a soul, you are a soul. We are all souls of divine inner light. So now as you inhale, gently draw your body up to the top. And then inhale again, draw your hands high. And then let that right hand soften down as you reach over to the side. Feel the expansion from the hip ring through to the rib rings. And then inhale, rise, exhale to the other side. Feel the seat bones rooted. And then inhale, come high again and gently revolve to one side. Let the hands soften down. And now as you look back in space, just looking back at your journey of life, looking back at the woman that you are today because of all you've walked through. And now just with your gaze, look forward as you look forward to what you're still becoming. And then inhale, come all the way forward with the rest of your body and revolve the other way. Take that moment to look back. As you breathe in, I lead bravely with kindness, compassion, and grace. And as you continue that lift through the crown of your head, just gently rotate your head forward, look over your front shoulder, remembering. And then inhale, come forward. Exhale, hands float down behind you, and we're going to switch our cross. So bring that other foot in front, maybe sit on the blocks now. And then when it feels right, just gently reach high. Exhale, reach to the right. We're going to do that same flow again, just to balance out the hips. And then let that inhale bring you high. Exhale to the other side. And now inhale, we're going to go back. So let's let the hands float down behind us. Lift the heart to receive your mantra. I am a soul. You are a soul. We are all souls of divine inner light. And then exhale, let the gaze float down. Let the hands walk forward and begin to fold forward. Now open the back of our hearts, and the back of our hearts are where we receive. So open the back of your heart to receive. I am a soul. You are a soul. We are all souls of divine inner light. And then take your inhale, guide your body back high as your head lifts last. And then inhale again when you're ready and revolve to one side, whichever side is calling. And take that moment to gaze back as you feel the twist and lift in your spine. Now slowly unwind the whole body. Inhale, rise, reach forward, reach high. Exhale, return the other way. Continue with a beautiful breath to massage your inner organs. And now let's inhale, come high. Exhale, hands float down behind us. We're just going to open up that right leg. So just open that right leg off to the side so you kind of have a half straddle here. And then we'll just go ahead and frame that right leg with both hands. And then exhale, fold down, reaching towards the toes. Let the head fold. Let the gaze melt down to the knee, to the shin. Oh, I do have bug spray if anybody needs it. And now just keep that right hand either in the back of the calf or thigh or touching the front shin or foot. And then we're going to inhale up with that left arm, just looking high. Maybe that hand stays high, or just bring the hand back to the back of the head. And then inhale, rise, reach high. Just gently soften the left hand down, reach over. And then inhale, we're going to revolve each way. So let's revolve to the right first. And then inhale, center, reach high, revolve to the left, let your hand soften down, pause there. And then wherever your left hand is, maybe it's touching the inside calf or the top of the thigh, let it stay there. And then inhale up with that rear arm and reach towards those toes, towards that extended leg. Breathe into any of the tight, sticky spaces. And then inhale, come high. And now let's unfold that other leg so we have a straddle position. And then we'll bring our hands down in between our legs and gently fold down. Walk your hands forward as you melt down as the head gazes down. If you wish to have support under the head, just grab a block and bring it under your head. And now direct all of the breath into those inner thighs. Even as we walk, as we sit, we can lead bravely with kindness, compassion, and grace. And we start with ourselves so that we can be filled with that kindness, compassion, and grace to be able to overflow that out to others. And just pause here for another 2 breaths. And on your next inhale, whenever that is, inhale, rise, head stacks last, hands come behind you, and just lift the heart again. Fill yourself with that compassion, kindness, and grace. And then exhale, soften the gaze, and let's fold in that right leg. So now we've got that half straddle on the other side. And then we'll frame that left leg and slowly hinge forward, walking forward, head folds down as back body begins to round. Actively send that right hip down to the earth. And then just leaving that rear left hand either on the outer calf, on the earth, or even on the foot. Lift up that right front arm up to the sky. The hand can stay there, or the hand can touch down to the back of the head, bending at the elbow. And now let that inhale bring you high, and then let that right hand soften down, reach to the side again. And then inhale, we're going to revolve again. So we're revolving to the left, hand soften down. On your next inhale, revolve forward and then revolve to the other side as the hands soften down. So wherever that front left hand is, either on the outside of the calf or inner calf, the outer thigh, wherever it is, or even on the earth, let it stay there as you reach that kickstand, that rear hand high, and then reach over towards that extended leg, towards the toes. And now inhale, come up to the top, and let's open up the legs again. So expand the legs open, flex the feet, and then exhale, melt forward, walk your body forward, melt down. Let yourself surrender into, I am a soul, you are a soul. We are souls of divine inner light. So you can either keep your hands reaching forward or reach for your toes, your ankles, your calves, whatever you can hold on to. And if you'd like, adding on, just lengthening out from the crown of the head. So now the gaze is going forward and down, keeping that head and neck in alignment. We do a. And then exhale, fold forward, gently release, move your hands where they want to go. And then guide your body back up, slowly inhale, rise. And then we'll walk our feet back in and we'll just lengthen out those legs forward, just start to bounce the knees a little bit. We're gonna find our staff pose. So if you need to move that fluff out from under you, let's draw the palms alongside of the hips, press actively down into the earth as if you're pressing that earth away from you. Sitting tall. As you breathe here, maybe soften the eyes. I know this can be a challenging pose, just sitting in staff pose. So let yourself be brave here as you breathe in the compassion, the kindness, and the grace, even whatever you're feeling. And then exhale, just soften the arms and let's walk our hands or fists behind us. We're gonna find either our table pose, reverse table with bending the knees, or keep our legs long and find reverse plank. Maybe the gaze stays forward, or maybe you look up to the trees in the sky above you, and maybe you stay on the earth, and that's good too. Exhale, let the hips melt down, come back down to the earth, and just bend the knees. Let's walk the feet wider than hip distance, and then just windshield wiper those knees side to side. Starting to create that space in your hips, noticing any tightness there that might be there. Maybe one more time each way. And then let's come back to the center. Just draw your feet in, cross them at the ankles, and let's come forward as we find our table position. So now we're gonna just wag our tail in our table position, just rocking our hips side to side. And then start to still your hips, come back to the center, align the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And now start to move the back body up and down into your cat and cow as you let that exhale move the spine up and down. And perhaps you begin to breathe in. I lead bravely with kindness and compassion and grace. And maybe one or two more times, just moving that back body up and down. And then when it feels right, find the stillness and let's exhale, sink back to child's pose. Let the heels sink or the hips sink back to the heels. Let the forehead melt down to the earth if that feels good. And if you notice that the thoughts are still going, perhaps you begin to rock your forehead on the earth, leaving all of those thoughts there at the earth. If you want to pick them up later, they will be there for you. Or you can just leave them with the earth to hold it all because she can hold it all. So we're going to do a little flow tonight. We're going to come from our child's pose into table and move into our balancing table. So when you're ready, inhale, come up to table. Next, inhale, lengthen out the heel, lengthen out the opposite arm. And then exhale, melt the hand, knee down. Exhale again, sink back. When you're ready, inhale, back table, and then find balancing table on the other side. Keep the gaze down at your mat. Exhale down, sink back. So let your breath be your guide. You can move as slow or as fast as you would like, but following the breath. And you can always hold it in one space. You can always add on if you wish. To be balanced, we're going to do two more each side. Perhaps finishing up your final round each side. Expand into the leader that you already are, that you are still becoming. And then exhale, just sink back, hold here in your child's pose for just a moment. After you finish up, just so everybody can get to the same place. And then let's inhale, come back to our table pose. And then we're going to lift up that right hand, reach it high, and then thread it underneath that left arm, coming into your needle pose or threading the needle pose. And then inhale, come high again, expand up to the sky. Exhale, thread. So let your breath be your guide. You can flow, you can stay where you want to stay. So let's do that two more times, and then we're just going to hold it there for a moment. Or you can stay there, that's good too. So once you finish, whenever you finish, if you'd like, you can just start to bring that left hand behind you, releasing that anterior delt. So just resting your head down, let your left hand come to the low back as the elbow softens, just breathing through the front of the shoulder, through the front of the delt there. And then slowly exhale, let the left hand come down. Inhale, come back to your table. And then we're going to go to the other side. So now inhale the left arm high, look high, and then thread the arm under the right arm. Rest the head down, keep the hips high. And you can flow or stay there as you thread the needle. You get to choose. Maybe two more times, just finishing up and landing there in that threaded needle. And then when it feels right, when you're finished, maybe you wish to take that right hand behind you as you bend the elbow, back palm to the low back. And now release that anterior delt as your head rests on the earth. And now slowly draw the right hand back down under the shoulder. Inhale, unthread that arm, come back to your table pose. And now we'll go through our legs just like we did with our arms. So now let's send that right leg back. And we're going to draw the toes to the left corner edge. And now just look over that right shoulder or left shoulder. Look back towards your heel. So we're going to create a little kickstand as we kickstand that the left toes open so that the toes are going towards the right side of the mat. And then we're going to tuck that left or that right knee behind our left and then just sink back into our cross-legged child's pose. So go where you can go, where it feels good for you. And just let your breath move where it wants to move into those tight, sticky spaces so they can find some release. As you breathe in, I lead bravely with kindness, compassion, and grace. First for myself so that I can freely give it to others. And then when it feels good, inhale, come back to your knees, lengthen that right leg out, turn the left toes back, and then draw that right foot back. Let the knee come down to the earth. I forgot something. Wait, let's draw that right leg back. Sorry. And we're going to pivot open. So slowly lift the right hand high. And now start to circle that right arm around as it circles back down and around. Let that compassion, grace, and kindness just move through you. And now soften the right hand back down. Now we'll return the right toes back and the knee back down. All right, so now let's send the left leg back. Draw the toes to the right corner edge and start to look back over your shoulder. Look back towards that flexed foot, towards the heel. Now gently start to look back forward. Let's kickstand open that right knee. So we're drawing the right toes to the left side of the mat. Now draw that left knee behind the right and then sink back to your cross-legged child's pose. So just let your breath be with you here. As you just breathe here for another moment or two, start to expand your fingers so that you have starfish hands, nice wide hands. Receive the compassion, the kindness, and the grace from the earth beneath you. And now inhale, rise up into it. And now lengthen that leg back, turn the toes back, and we're gonna stay here. Anchor that right hand out as you lift the left hand and let the foot pivot where it wants to go. And then circle that top arm around, back and down. Let yourself expand into that kindness, compassion, and grace from the earth beneath you. One more time around, and then let the hand float down, let the body turn to parallel, and then draw the foot back as the knee draws back. Last, we're gonna do a little work here. So we're gonna come into our forearms, into our forearm plank. So once you come down to your forearms, you can stay on your knees or lengthen the legs back or sink back to child's pose. That's good too. Or maybe you move forward to cobra. Just breathe here. If you wish to add on at all, you can just by lifting one heel, just a little bit, just lifting it up, keeping the heel parallel with the hip. Soften that foot down and lift the other one if you're doing the add-on. Exhale the foot back down, soften the knees down, let the hips soften as you reach the palms forward, opening the palms again. Find that mini cobra. And then let's look over each shoulder one more time. Exhale, look back. Inhale guides you forward. Exhale, look over the other shoulder. Inhale forward, exhale, melt down to the earth. Let the earth hold you on your belly for just a couple breaths. We're allowing the neck to return to neutral, the spine to return to neutral before we come back. So if you're looking one way, shift your gaze, barely lift your head and shift your gaze to the other side. Now barely flip your gaze, look down to the earth as you tuck the chin to the chest, draw your hands under the shoulders, press yourself up and back to child's pose again. So know you have the option to always come back to child's pose, come to seated. If there's anything you don't feel up to tonight, this is always a great option. Letting any judgment you may have about being different, just settle down and breathe in the compassion, the kindness, and the grace to meet yourself right where you are this evening. So now start to spread the fingers, starfish open those hands, point the index fingers forward. And then when you're ready, maybe come up into down dog. Maybe you're in puppy dog, keeping the knees on the earth as the hands reach forward. So start to walk out your dog, bend one knee at a time. Start to breathe that life into the hamstring. As you breathe that life into the hamstring, feel the shoulders plugging in, back and down. Feel the navel reaching to the spine. Feel the tailbone lifting high. And gently feel the low ribs pulling in. So we're going to either step, hop, or walk forward on your time, your breath, finding your forward fold. Now let's just hang here for a couple of breaths as we let our spines decompress from the day, as gravity works with us. Feel the softness in your knees as your belly rests on the thighs. Take another breath or two here. And then slowly release the hands down to the earth. We're going to find our active back extension. So when you're ready, inhale, fingertips to the shin, L-shaped body, just like we did in staff pose. And now soften the knees, draw your fingertips back to the hips, elbows to the sky, inhale, rise. And then let's do our upward hand salute. Draw your pinkies together in mini back bend, looking high to the sky. And then exhale, melt the hands down through to the center into the heart. And now let's interlock the hands, turn the thumbs down as you turn the palms away, let the gaze fall down. And now draw the gaze to the horizon, inhale the arms up and exhale to one side. Inhale, center, exhale to the other side. Inhale, center, let the hands melt down, turn the palms towards your chest, bringing that into the heart. Notice which index finger's on top, just notice. And now expand the arms out to the side, look high. Spread your wings into the bravery of the leader that you are with compassion, kindness, and grace. And now exhale, draw the hands to the heart, interlock with the weird interlock. So the opposite index fingers on top. I know you're probably gonna have to switch it. We go to the dominant side first. Now turn the palms away, thumbs down, look down. Breathe in that kindness, compassion, and grace through the back of your heart. Inhale, rise, reach high, and then exhale to one side. Inhale high, exhale to the other side. Inhale, slowly soften the hands down, draw the hands back to the heart, seal that into the heart, and then expand all of that to create a bigger aura around you. Look high, even spread your fingers wide. And now exhale, melt the hands down, interlock behind you. Charge the knuckles down, look high. Now feel the shoulder blades melting together. As maybe you need a little bit more openness, you can draw the heels of the palms together. So you can always stay right here, or maybe you wish to join me in a forward fold. Soften the gaze, bend at the knees, hinge at the hips, lead with the heart as you fold down and then draw your arms to the sky. Once again, just notice your interlock, which index finger is closest to your back. And then exhale, let the hands melt down, fold down, keep your hands down now to the earth. Maybe shake out that head a little bit. And then letting your hands come to the earth so you can step the right foot back. Big step back. So when it feels right, just soften the knee down. And here's a great place if you have blocks to use your blocks to just help give you a little more space. And then check on the front knee. Everybody looks perfect here. Ankles right below the knee. And now let's exhale, sink our hips back. Allow that inhale to draw you back forward. And then we're going to revolve here. So soften the right hand under the shoulder. Inhale, rise up with the left hand as you revolve. Now exhale, lower the hand down. When you're ready, exhale, sink the hips back. You can stay high here or sink your hips all the way back to the heel. You get to choose. If you come back to the heel, just flex in the front foot. And then slowly guide your way back forward. Make any minor adjustments to find your alignment. And then we're gonna come to our fingertips. So remember, you can always stay here. Maybe you wish to come up to the thigh or even up to the sky, and then let the shoulders melt down so that we're not wearing our shoulders as earrings. And just breathe here. Maybe you find a little crescent lunge, maybe a gentle lean back, mini back bend. And if you're doing a little crescent lunge, gently bring your gaze back to the horizon, and let's soften that left hand down to the thigh or to the block outside of the thigh and gently lean over towards the thigh. So now we're getting deep into that psoas. As we've reviewed before, when the first place we get tight when we're stressed and anxious is in our psoas muscle. And when this psoas gets tight, then it brings pressure to the low back, and now we've got a sore low back too. So just breathe into the tight, sticky spaces. And then exhale or inhale, come back high, soften the hands down, and we'll sink back one more time. Maybe you turn your toes up, maybe you sink all the way back if that feels good. And I will say mosquito killing is okay here. Nothing else though. And then let that inhale bring you back forward. We're gonna just heel toe that left foot over in front of the right, or the left foot over, yeah, in front of the right knee. So now you're like on a balance beam. Let's once again sink our hips back, turn the toes up to the sky if that feels good. Walk your hands back to where they wanna go, and then turn the toes out if that feels good. So we're just gently turning them out to the left. Yep, breathe into those tight, sticky spaces. If it's ever painful, back off, go back to where you were. This is getting into that IT band. So now slowly turn the toes back high and then shift your weight forward, heel, toe the foot back open. We're gonna set those blocks off to the side, and then we're gonna step forward. So let's first flex the foot, lift the knee, take a big step forward to find your forward fold again. If you were wrapping your hands on your elbows, perhaps you switch your cross and just rock here for a few breaths as the spine releases again. And with the next exhale, let the hands melt down. We're going to find our active back extension on the inhale. So inhale, lengthen out the legs, fingertips to the shins, L-shaped body. Keep your gaze down at the front of your mat. And hands can draw back to the hips or out to the letter T as you soften the knees. Engage the core and inhale, rise. Exhale, hands melt down to the heart. Now let's inhale, draw the hands again behind us into the weird interlock. It should feel awkward now. Charge the knuckles down, lift the head high as the heart reaches open to the sky. Receive the wisdom from the expansive sky above you. As you breathe in the compassion, the kindness, and the grace from the sky above you. And now know you can always stay here, or you can join me in a forward fold. So soften the hands, soften the knees, hinge at the hips. Let that head fold down, reach the arms high. Now from a place of humility, breathe in. I lead bravely with kindness, compassion, and grace. First for myself, so that I can freely give it to others. And now exhale, lower the hands down to the low back, unlock the fingers, let the hands float down. And then we're gonna step that left foot back when you're ready. So anchor the palms down, step the foot back, wiggle the toes back, and then lower the knee down when you're ready. Relax the foot back. So just be here for a moment. Refining the pose as you just align the ankle under the knee. And then when you're ready, exhale, sink your hips back. Let's gently guide ourselves forward. Inhale. And now we're going to bring the left hand or fist underneath the shoulder. Inhale, rise up with the right hand, expand from the earth to the sky into that kindness, compassion, and grace. Exhale, melt your hand down, and exhale, sink back. This time you can stay here or sink all the way back. Let your hip come back to your heel. Maybe flex your front foot. And then when it feels good, slowly take your inhale, guide your body back forward, maybe inchworm that front foot forward so it's underneath the knee again. And now maybe come to your fingertips, maybe come up to the thigh, maybe all the way up to the sky as we soften the shoulders down. Maybe you find a little crescent lunge here if you'd like. Maybe a gentle look to the sky as you do that mini back bend. And then let the gaze come back to the horizon and just soften that right hand to the thigh or to the block outside of the thigh, and then gently lean over towards the thigh. Working all those stabilizer muscles here in our ankles. Sometimes the small, subtle things we do can actually make the biggest shifts. Let that inhale guide you back to the top. Exhale, hands melt down to the earth. Now we're going to heel toe that foot back over in front of the left knee. So it's kind of like you're on a balance beam with the foot and the knee. And then sink your hips back. Maybe flex the front foot. Walk your hands back. Maybe turn the toes out, turning them out to the right if that feels good. Send the breath through those tight, sticky spaces. And then slowly inhale, turn the toes up, shift the weight forward, and then heel toe the foot back into alignment with the hip. This time we're going to step back. So we'll just step the foot back, maybe come to down dog, maybe child's pose, whatever is calling for you to, go there. Let your gut body be your guide. If you are up in downward dog, we're going to do a little three-legged dog. Yeah, you read my mind. We're going to lift that right heel high to the sky. And then find a little attitude position, bend the knee. And you get to play around here. Maybe you let the shoulder open. Maybe you keep your shoulders parallel with the earth beneath you. And now slowly turn the toes back down to the earth. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So maybe you wish to join us in down dog or do your little, whatever it's called, I can't think. And then draw that knee behind that wrist into pigeon. And then we'll walk that left knee back. So just take that walk back with the knee. Take a moment to look back over your shoulder to make sure the ankle is in alignment with the foot and ankle are in alignment with the leg, and then come back forward. Maybe you stay here or maybe you come down. So find your pigeon that feels good for you here. And just let yourself rest down into the support in whatever way, and maybe that restorative pigeon. As you recognize every woman that's here today, as you breathe in, I am a soul. You are a soul. We are souls of divine inner light. And together we shine even brighter. So when it feels right for you, start to come back onto your hands. We're just going to rock off gently to the right side and just bend that left knee. So it's kind of like we make it like a mermaid. So now bring the right hand behind us. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you lift up with that left hand as you lift the hips. And then exhale down. Let's do that a couple of times. Inhale, rise. Exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, last time. Exhale, let's slowly turn our body back forward, extend the left leg back. We're gonna step back to down dog. So flex the foot, step back with the right leg. Find your standard down dog, and then we'll move through the left leg. So when you're ready, lift the left heel high. Find the attitude position as the knee bends. And decide how your shoulders want to be. You can keep the lift through the left armpit, or gently lift the right armpit and neutralize the shoulders. And now lengthen out the leg, turn the toes down and draw the knee behind the left wrist, coming into pigeon pose. So bring that calf where it wants to go, the shin where it wants to go, and then walk that right foot back, the right knee back. And then gently look over the right shoulder. Make those subtle tweaks to get the alignment in the foot and ankle. And then draw your body back forward. And when you're ready, come down towards the earth or stay high. Listen, you know the answer. Let your breath move where it needs to go. Let yourself rest down into the support of the earth beneath you. Just take another 2 breaths down at the earth. When you're ready, start to inhale, come up, and then we'll gently roll to the left side, bending the right knee. So we've got like our mermaid's tail there behind us. Drop that left hand down like a kickstand as you inhale. Maybe lift the hips as you lift the hand. And then exhale, soften the hips, soften the hand. Inhale, I am a soul, you are a soul. We are souls of divine inner light, and together we shine brighter. Let's do that one more time. And then exhale, let's just draw that right leg forward. So we come forward, finishing up whenever you'd like. And then we're gonna roll down. So whenever you're ready, just roll down for the earth to hold you. Let's draw our knees in for this last final release. Rock the knees, happy baby, whatever you need here. We're going to do a quick revolve to kind of close us out so we can release the spine and derotate that spine. So when it feels right, just draw your knees back in. Open the arms to the letter T and then let your knees drift to the right. Either together or if you'd like to do individual, that's good too. Pause there, look left for this moment. Feel the shoulder blades anchor you here. And then as you inhale, draw the gaze up, draw the knees up. Exhale, let your knees draw left. Let your gaze fall right. Breathe slow, breathe deep. And then on your final inhale together, inhale, draw the knees up, draw the gaze up. And now draw the knees to the nose as you create a tight ball, just like the seed that came from your mother's womb. And now exhale and expand into all of you as you let yourself rest in whatever position feels right. As you breathe in, I lead bravely with kindness, compassion, and grace. As we remember, I am a soul, you are a soul. We are souls of divine inner light. And to close you with just a brief prayer, I invite the unconditional love of the Sacred Mother or Father to heal my mind, body, and soul. I open to your true guidance, to the vision of beauty that you hold for me in this lifetime, and all the resources that you generously give so that I may fulfill my being and my destiny. May your truth calm my mind and bring divine knowledge to my heart. I trust in the truth that your perfect will and what it holds in store for me. I need no fear. I embrace your loving presence within my heart as you rest in the space of divine union with all your sisters here tonight. Now just let yourself rest in the stillness for the next few breaths, the next few minutes. As the breeze caresses your skin. And now bringing your awareness back to your breath as you start to breathe in, inhaling in, exhaling out. Take another deep breath just like that, returning you back into the space. And then just start to bring some movement, fingers, toes, whatever feels right to just start to move to bring you back. As we remember, I am a soul, you are a soul. We are souls of divine inner light. And whenever it feels right for you, just roll to one side, let your head be supported by your arm, and just let the earth hold the side body for just a moment or two. And then when it feels right, you can just gently press yourself up to seated, letting your head stack last, finding a nice seated cross position, whatever feels good. And then just soften the fingertips outside of the hips, soften the gaze. As you breathe in, turning your palms up, inhale in. I lead bravely with kindness, compassion, and grace as we bring that through our mind, through our words, and down into our heart. Now let your mind come down to your heart as you meet in union in this space. And from my heart to your heart, I'm wishing you guys just a beautiful, grace-filled week as we inhale, lift our eyes, and namaste. Thank you all. Thank you over here as well.